Good morning. We are here at the Cape Gallery with artist Kitty Dorje, and she's here to speak about one of her later works titled From the Promenade to the Sea. Kitty, would you like to just introduce yourself and a little bit about your work?
So this is a work called Promenade to the Sea, and it's a work that's done in a drawing media. It's a media that I've always been drawn to, and it's working with basic elements that allow you to create content and allow you to create form. And I'm really interested in the formal aspects of this work because there's a strong feeling of being on the beach if you look at the perspective of it, but also in a way feeling embedded or confronted by two structures. So on the one side you've got the more concrete, which reflects back to the title, From the Promenade to the Sea. So you've got this more concrete man-made structure, which is very puny when it's represented against the sea. The sea is a much more malevolent, natural, abundant kind of structuralist presence. And then as you look forward, something that hasn't even been included in the title is the Christmas tree. And yeah, so it's all located on the promenade, and it's not lit because there's no need for it to be lit, because that goes very much into my work in terms of getting back to the elements. It's there and it can be seen, and if somebody chooses to bring it to life or light it at a festival, or something that they create, then they're welcome to do that.
Okay, and this was done sort of just after your Resize exhibition that you had at the Cape Gallery, which had a very similar theme running through it.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about how this particular work fits into that body of work, or how it's a sort of a move away from the body of work?
Yeah, so I think when I finished at my UCT, I realized that I had to become a professional artist, and in order to do that, you've got to have more than one line, because you can't always be expecting to be getting financial sort of support on just doing the one thing. So in Resight I broke the boundaries and I went into painting. But I was aware that I was very good at drawing, and I had created a strong base in drawing, and I wanted to reinforce that. So that's why I carried on with the drawing.
But with the same sort of theme running through of the man-made structures sort of juxtaposed with the forces of nature.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think, so you can apply what it is that you're learning into different mediums, and that was coming up quite strongly. It comes through in my paintings as well, that collision between man-made, so-called forced structures versus like nature and nature's ability to overpower those structures if she wishes.
And we did speak last time about sort of how your process of producing your artwork was very intuitive, and I sort of just noticed that it comes through in your drawing, because this was your sort of style of drawing can be described as very emotive, and you actually started doing that towards the end of Michaelis, when you started doing your large-scale charcoal drawings. So that's the sort of style that you've carried through, and that you're going back to.
Yeah, I think Michaelis helped me a lot in that. They kind of said, look, you're more than just a commercial artist. You've got something that's very powerful. You can tap into that emotional base, and it allowed the platform for me to express that emotional base. Right. Yeah, so it's much more cutting kind of. Like I want to say, like it's a much more sort of immediate kind of feel that was allowed to come through, and was well received at the time. Yeah. So and I think it resonates internationally. People, even especially from Japan, are very much aware of the importance of immediate action and that ability to think in the moment, and how that can never be overridden by planning in terms of something's coming through there. There's something that comes through it. But to find the ability to allow that to come through is where I begin to look at the man-made structures, and I question how can I let that thing come through, within this physical world that we live in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, would you like to talk about how it relates to any future series of work that you might be working on?
I like to keep that secret. I'm getting better at keeping secrets now. So at the moment, it's something that's it'll come as it needs. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So that's all for today.
Okay, well, this is Kitty Dorje, as I mentioned, at the Cape Gallery, chatting about her work From the Sea to the Promenade, which is available for viewing at the gallery.